Alright, today I'm going to show you how I make my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube shorts. The first thing you're going to want to need is an editing software, and for this video I'm going to be using Adobe Premiere. So when you're in Adobe or whatever editing software you're in, you're going to want to put your clip or your content in your timeline. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-edit this. So I'm going to jump back into the video. I've already cut this up and I got the video content that I want. Then I'll show you what I do to make it into a TikTok, Instagram Reel, and YouTube short viewable frame. So now that you have your clip that you want and you still have it in the 1920 by 1080 resolution, now what we have to do is reverse that. So it has to be 1080 by 1920. So we're going to go up to sequence settings, and just reverse these numbers basically. So we're going to type in 1080 here and then put 1920 in this column. We're going to hit OK, and it's going to make this a little box window like a mobile phone screen. You're going to go down to your timeline here after you have properties selected, and you're going to want to make a duplicate video basically. So now you have two here, and so the first one is going to be the background. So you're going to hit fill here, and you're going to have basically two videos just like this. Then once you've done that, click the top one and go to scale. Now I find the best scale setting to be 130, but you can have it to whatever you want, 120, 140, or you can just flat out have it as a widescreen if you want. And that means there's no effect that's going to happen and you're not having overlapping videos basically. But for me and my purpose of my content, I like to have a kind of blurred effect up here and a little wider screen for more context to the video. But to get that blur effect after you have your scale correctly or to whatever you want it to be, it doesn't have to be 130. It can be whatever you feel comfortable with, but like I said, I use 130. Now go to the bottom timeline here, the bottom video, and you're going to want to type in blur. And the best blur that I've found is the one that is called Russia blur, and this will make it kind of a cloudiness effect to it. Like it gives it a little more fog, and it kind of pops out your video a little more. So go down a little bit, you can see here how the clouds kind of just cover there, but it also makes the video pop a little more. You can also change this and add the amount or not. It depends on how you feel. I just keep everything at the default setting. But to export this, and this is basically your video that you want, you're going to want to go over here, hit export, send to Adobe Media Encoder. Now once you're here, you're going to want to go ahead and pick a folder that you want it to output to. But then also here, I find it also best, some people don't recommend this, but I found it works every time for my videos, is to use the maximum render quality. So I don't mess with any of the presets or the formats up here. I don't mess with any of these other settings. I just use maximum render quality. And then once I'm done with that, I hit OK. And that is my TikTok video. Of course, you're going to want to hit the little green play button, and that begins your render. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe to the channel for more motorcycle videos and tips.